Okay, students, today on this, we're going to add, subtract matrices. Uh, Notice I'm starting at 4-2. I took out 4-1. 4-1 is dealing with naming. So if I have, let's say I have the matrix 1, 2, 3, and 4. Call that matrix B. Matrices are always identified with capital letters, as you see here. A plus B. Okay. Each number inside here is called an element. Oftentimes they use the letter A to name the element and say I want 1, 2. That's not 12, that's 1, 2. Element 1, 2. You name matrices rows by columns. So this is what you missed in 4-1. It was basically just vocab. I didn't want to waste the whole day just doing vocab. So I'm just teaching it right here, right now. Row by column. So this means row 1, column 2. COL for column. So row 1, right there, column 2. That'll be column 1, column 2. Row 1, row 2. Okay, you gotta know rows go horizontally, columns go vertically. So they're asking what number is in row 1, column 2. That spot right there, the answer would be 2. Okay, that's vocab wise. They asked what's the element. It's called the element. Each of these is called elements inside of here. Okay, so if I did A21, that's row 2, column 1 would be 3. Okay, so that's vocab that you missed from section 1 here, 4-1. Dimensions, the other vocab word you mentioned, dimensions of a matrix. These are the two vocab pieces. Again, we name it by row by column, as I just said. So it's rows by columns. Okay, so in this one, 1, 2, 3 rows by 1, 2, 3 columns. So we would say that's a 3 by 3 matrix. Same with these other ones right here. Okay. So rows by columns again. When we ask for the dimensions of a matrix. Okay. So that's vocab from lesson 1. So you can write that down. Pause the video, write down. I'm going to erase now. Okay. Now, what you need to know about adding and subtracting matrices. If you add or subtract matrices, that's plural for matrix, the matrices must have the same dimensions. That's why we had to go over dimensions just now. Okay, so I need to check if they have the same dimensions. 3 by 3, 3 by 3, so I can add them. Okay, if one was 3 by 3, one was 3 by 4, can't do it. One was 3 by 2, and the other was 2 by 3, can't do it. Has to be the exact same. So 3 by 2 plus a 2 by 3, you might think, oh, they have the same numbers in it. No, those are different. That's 3 rows, 2 columns. That's 2 rows, 3 columns. Those are not the same. It'd be exactly the same. That's why it's important that you know it's row by column. Okay. Now, once you do that, once you have the same in there, once you have the same dimensions for the matrices, okay, then I just add their like spots, their like elements. So that's row 1, element, column 1, and that's row 1, column 1. That's why you see A plus J. I'm just adding the same spots. B plus K, C plus L, okay, and they go in the same spot. Or I could subtract them and it'd be the same thing. A minus J, B minus K, C minus L in the same spot. Okay, so obviously this is easy. It's the beginning setup one. So really it's just adding and subtracting integers on this page right here. These are just integers we're adding. So the addition is very easy. Let's look at the subtraction one now. A minus B. So there's matrix A minus matrix B. So I have -2 minus that 4. -2 minus 4 is -6. So first off, dimensions-wise, 1, 2, 3 by 2. 3 by 2. 1, 2, 3 rows by 2 columns. They're both 3 by 2. That's why I can put them together, add them or subtract them. Exact same dimensions. Just checking that. Obviously, they're going to be on this page, okay? Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to do them. Oh, it does say if a matrix does not exist, write impossible. So there might be one that you can't, at least one you can't, not the same dimensions, just to check. All right, 8 minus a -3 is 11. 3 minus a -2 is 5. -4 minus 1 is -5. 10 minus -6 is 16. 7 minus 8 is -1. And there's my answer. Okay, and just so you know, but we're not going to have you do that with this, is you could write these in a graphing calculator and get the answer that way. Adding subtraction is very easy, so I'm not having you do it with a graphing calculator. When it gets to multiplication and division, I will show you how you can check with a graphing calculator. But when it comes to your test or quiz, you will not be able to use the graphing calculator, just so you know. Got to see that you know how to do it. All right, next one, scalar multiplication. Scalar multiplication means you have a coefficient up front. So notice there's my 3 times the B first minus 2 times matrix A. Again, since it's subtraction or addition, the matrices must be the exact same dimensions. So that's 2 by 2. That's 2 by 2. So I can go ahead and do it. I can subtract them. But before I just subtract right away, I need to multiply all the B matrix, which is right here, by 3, it says. Okay, so that's why you then see -3, 15, 21, 24. You don't have to write all this out. You can skip that step and do it in your head. Okay, and right there's 3b. So there's 3b right there. Minus 2 times a. Double all those. 8, 0, -12, and 6. Minus 2a. So you can write that, fill it in like that, and write 3b minus 2a right underneath it. So you've shown me that this is your 3b and your 2a matrix. And now I just go ahead and subtract the same spots together as we did before. So -3 minus 8 is -11. 15 minus 0 is 15. 21 minus -12 is 33. And 24 minus 6 is 18. Okay, if you want to write those out, as I showed you there for the work, you can. But I would also allow you to just subtract in your head. Okay, if you know your integers. But if you want to show you full work, this was an example of every step shown. All right, so that was it right there. So we have scalar multiplication, scalar addition and subtraction, and just regular addition and subtraction. Okay, so the whole concept is adding and subtracting matrices.